This video is for educational purposes. Batumi is the second largest city of Georgia and the capital of the Autonomous Republic of Adjara, located on the coast of the Black Sea in Georgia's southwest, 20 kilometers north of the border with Turkey. It is situated in a subtropical zone at the foot of the Caucasus. Much of Batumi's economy revolves around tourism and gambling. It is nicknamed the Las Vegas of the Black Sea, but the city is also an important seaport and includes industries like shipbuilding, food processing and light manufacturing. Since 2010, Batumi has been transformed by the construction of modern high-rise buildings, as well as the restoration of classical 19th-century edifices lining its historic old town. Subscribe to this channel and click the notification bell so you get notified each time we upload a new video. Batumi is located on the site of the ancient Greek colony in Caucasus called Bathos or Bathis, derived from Greek, beta alpha theta lambda iota mu epsilon nu, Bathos Lyman, or beta alpha theta lambda iota mu nu, Bathis Lyman, lit. The deep harbor. Under Hadrian, 117 to 138 AD, it was converted into a fortified Roman port and later deserted for the fortress of Petra, founded in the time of Justinian I, 527 to 565. Garrisoned by the Roman Byzantine forces, it was formerly a possession of the Kingdom of Lazica until being occupied briefly by the Arabs, who did not hold it. In 780 Lazica fell to Kingdom of Abkhazia via a dynastic union. The latter led the unification of the Georgian monarchy in the 11th century. From 1010, it was governed by the Aristavi, viceroy, of the King of Georgia. In the late 15th century, after the disintegration of the Georgian kingdom, Batumi passed to the princes, Tavari, of Guria, a western Georgian principality under the sovereignty of the kings of Imereti. A curious incident occurred in 1444 when a Burgundian flotilla, after a failed crusade against the Ottoman Empire, penetrated the Black Sea and engaged in piracy along its eastern coastline until the Burgundians under the knight Geoffrey de Thoisy were ambushed while landing to raid Vati, as Europeans then knew Batumi. De Thoisy was taken captive and released through the mediation of the Emperor John IV of Trebizond. In the 15th century, in the reign of the Prince Kakabur Gurieli, the Ottomans conquered the town and its district but did not hold them. They returned to it in force a century later and inflicted a decisive defeat on the Georgian armies at Sokoista. Batumi was recaptured by the Georgians several times, first in 1546 by Prince Rostam Gurieli, who lost it soon afterwards, and again in 1609 by Mehmet II Gurieli. In 1703, Batumi again became part of the Ottoman Empire. In the 1.5 century of Ottoman rule, it grew into a provincial port serving the empire's hinterlands on the eastern fringes of the Black Sea. After the Ottoman conquest, Islamization of the hitherto Christian region began, but this was terminated and to a great degree reversed, after the area was annexed to Russian Imperial Georgia after the Russo-Turkish War of 1877–78. It was the last Black Sea port annexed by Russia during the Russian conquest of that area of the Caucasus. In 1878, Batumi was annexed by the Russian Empire in accordance with the Treaty of San Stefano between Russia and the Ottoman Empire, ratified on March 23. Occupied by the Russians on August 28, 1878, the town was declared a free port until 1886. It functioned as the center of a special military district until being incorporated in the Kutaisi Governorate on June 12, 1883. Finally, on June 1, 1903, with the Artvin Okrug, the Batum Okrug was established as the Batum Oblast and placed under the direct administration of the Viceroy of the Caucasus. The expansion of Batumi began with the construction of the Batumi-Tiflis-Baku Trans-Caucasus Railway, completed in 1883, and the Baku-Batumi pipeline, which opened in 1907. Henceforth, Batumi became the chief Russian oil port in the Black Sea. The population increased rapidly, doubling within 20 years, from 8,671 inhabitants in 1882 to 12,000 in 1889. By 1902 the population had reached 16,000, with 1,000 working in the refinery for Baron Rothschild's Caspian and Black Sea Oil Company. In the late 1880s and after, more than 7,400 Doukhobor emigrants sailed for Canada from Batumi, after the government agreed to let them emigrate. Quakers and Tolstoyans aided in collecting funds for the relocation of the religious minority, which had come into conflict with the imperial government over its refusal to serve in the military and other positions. Canada settled them in Manitoba and Saskatchewan. During 1901, 16 years prior to the October Revolution, Joseph Stalin, the future leader of the Soviet Union, lived in the city organizing strikes. On March 3, 1918, the Treaty of Brest-Litovsk gave the city back to the Ottoman Empire, confirmed in the Treaty of Batum of June 1918 between the Ottoman Empire and the new Democratic Republic of Georgia. As a result of the end of World War I, the British took control over Batumi from December 1918, who stayed until July 1920 when the city and province was transferred to the Democratic Republic of Georgia, which gave Adjara autonomy. In 1921, Kemal Ataturk ceded the northern part of Adjara, including Batumi, to the Bolsheviks, who reconquered the Transcaucasian republics, on the condition that it be granted autonomy for the sake of the Muslims among Batumi's mixed population. When Georgia regained its independence from the Soviet Union in 1991, Aslan Abashids was appointed head of Adjara's governing council and subsequently held on to power throughout the unrest of the 1990s. While Abkhazia and South Ossetia areas attempted to break away from the Georgian state, Adjara remained an integral part of the republic. Instead, Abashids turned Adjara into his personal fiefdom. In May 2004, he fled to Russia after mass protests in Batumi, which concluded the 2004 Adjara crisis. Batumi today is one of the main port cities of Georgia. It has the capacity for 80,000-ton tankers to take materials such as oil that are shipped through Georgia from Central Asia. Additionally, the city exports regional agricultural products. Since 1995, the freight conversion of the port has constantly risen, with an approximate 8 million tons in 2001. The annual revenue from the port is estimated at between $200 million and $300 million. Since the change of power in Adjara, Batumi has attracted international investors, and the prices of real estate in the city have trebled since 2001. In July 2007, the seat of the Constitutional Court of Georgia was moved from Tbilisi to Batumi to stimulate regional development. Several new hotels opened after 2009, first the Sheraton in 2010 and the Radisson Blu in 2011. The city features several casinos that attract tourists from Turkey, where gambling is illegal. Batumi was host to the Russian 12th military base. Following the Rose Revolution, the central government pushed for the removal of these forces and reached an agreement in 2005 with Moscow. According to the agreement, the process of withdrawal was planned to be completed in 2008, but the Russians completed the transfer of the Batumi base to Georgia on November 13, 2007, ahead of schedule. Batumi has a humid subtropical climate, CFA, according to Köppen's classification. The city's climate is heavily influenced by the onshore flow from the Black Sea and is subject to the orographic effect of the nearby hills and mountains, resulting in significant rainfall throughout most of the year, making Batumi the wettest city in both Georgia and the entire Caucasus region. The average annual temperature in Batumi is approximately 14 degrees Celsius 57 degrees Fahrenheit. January is the coldest month with an average temperature of 7 degrees Celsius 45 degrees Fahrenheit. August is the hottest month, with an average temperature of 22 degrees Celsius 72 degrees Fahrenheit. The absolute minimum recorded temperature is -6 degrees Celsius 21 degrees Fahrenheit, and the absolute maximum is 40 degrees Celsius 104 degrees Fahrenheit. The number of days with daily temperatures above 10 degrees Celsius 50 degrees Fahrenheit is 239. The city receives 1958 hours of sunshine per year. Batumi's average annual precipitation is 2,435 millimeters, 95.9 in. November is the wettest month with an average of 312 millimeters, 12.3 in, of precipitation, while May is the driest, averaging 84 millimeters, 3.3 in. Batumi receives snow most years, but it is often limited in amount. Accumulating snowfall of more than 30 centimeters, 11.8 in, is rare, and the number of days with snow cover for the year is 12. The average level of relative humidity ranges from 70 to 80%. According to the March 31, 2008, decision of the Batumi City Council, Batumi is divided into 7 boroughs, those of Old Batumi, Rustaveli, Kimshiashvili, Bagrashoni, Agmashanebeli, Javakishvili, Tamar, Bonigorodok, Airport, Goniok Variati, Kakaberi, Batumi Industrial, Green Cape. Batumi's skyline has been transformed since 2007 with remarkable buildings and monuments of contemporary architecture. Expect to party on the beaches with Russians, Armenians, Azerbaijanis, Iranians, Turks, Dutch, Germans, and, of course, Georgians. The official and majority language is Georgian. Nonetheless, English, Russian, and Turkish are also commonly spoken. Russian is spoken by most older Georgians, while English is spoken by many, though hardly most, younger ones. In addition, because of the large number of Turkish tourists, it's not uncommon for locals to speak Turkish, or at least simple Turkish phrases. Batumi is on the E70 and S2 roads, which stretch north to Poti, and south into Turkey and along the Turkish coast to Samsun. The E97 road connects Batumi with Abkhazia, Russia and Crimea to the north, and also to Trabzon, Rize and Eskale in Turkey to the south. Also, Batumi has an interesting architecture, mixing modern attempts with old architecture. A large Kempinski hotel and casino was opened in 2013, a Hilton hotel as well as a 47-story Trump Tower is also planned. Alliance Privilege, a building comprising Marriott Hotel, casino and serviced apartments is one of the contemporary buildings with unique architecture by the beach. Of the 4,970 inhabitants in 1872, about 4,500 were Muslim, Adjarians, Turks, Circassians, and Abkhazians. In the 1897 census, the Orthodox Christian population was 15,495, mostly Slavs, while Muslims numbered 3,156, including some of whom were citizens of Turkey. Although there is no religious data available separately for Batumi, the majority of the region's inhabitants are Eastern Orthodox Christian, and primarily adhere to the National Georgian Orthodox Church. There are also Muslim, Catholic, Armenian Apostolic, Jehovah's Witness, Seventh-day Adventist, and Jewish communities. The main places of worship in the city are Georgian Orthodox Cathedral of the Mother of God, and St. Barbara Church, Catholic Church of the Holy Spirit, St. Nicholas Church, Batumi Mosque, Batumi Synagogue. Batumi has 18 various museums, including State Art Museum of Adjara. Rugby Union Club Batumi RC competes in the Pan-European Rugby Europe Super Cup and the Georgian DD10. Football Club FC Dinamo Batumi play at the Batumi Stadium. The city is served by Batumi Airport, one of 3 international airports in the country. A bike-sharing system named Batum Velo allows you to rent a bicycle on the street with a smart card. The main types of public transport are buses, minibuses, and taxis. Batumi has modern electric buses. Using the service is possible by Batumi card, transit card, or debit credit cards. Buses connect almost everywhere in the city. The port of Batumi is on one of the routes of China's proposed Eurasian land bridge, part of the New Silk Road, which would see an eastern freight link to China via Azerbaijan and the Caspian Sea, and a western link by ferry to Ukraine and on to Europe. Don't forget to subscribe to this channel and click the notification bell so you get notified each time we upload a new video. See you in the next one.